Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here. Once again, we're back in Forza. This is going to be a different video. This is going over a full garage. Yep, I've got every obtainable car in the game, and we're going to be going over them. A lot of these I honestly forgot were even in the game, but looking through the garage and then checking the auto show, it's like, wow, that's not there. Or, what even is this car? When did I get this? Why do I have it? Kind of thing. So we got the Vool here. That's a new car. It's the last car for now. I'm not sure if a future update will bring more cars or if there's going to be like a final car pack before support is ended or whatever the heck. But I don't know. That would be my guess. Gonna go and look through all the favorites first because these are all the new or unique cars. I wish it would tell me how many cars I have favorited. But the TSRS, we'll start from A. The 155, it's not too bad an S1 class car. I have it with the Racing V6, I think, so that's probably not the fastest motor, but it's what I like. The A110, also a good handling car. The Machine, legendary for getting the Funko motor. It's just stupid. The Apollo, great car, no matter what you want to do with it. The Atom V8, this is a reward car, so I don't usually count these, but if there's something cool about them, I will mention them. The Atom is a great wheelie car. This car is just a car I like to drive. The Vulcan AMR Pro, I barely drove this thing because I don't like the way it handles too well. The pre-order cars were given away in the Forzathon shop, and then everyone was selling them, so they're like, wait, this isn't what they're supposed to be. So they banned all pre-order cars, and I had a lot of these, but I was thankfully able to sell the majority of what I had. These are just the last ones. And then, yeah. The Superleggera and Gigato Coupe, I honestly have no idea what they're good for. I remember the Gigato being not too bad to drive. Superleggera, I basically never drove. ATS GT, heavily underrated car. It's one of the best handling S1 cars in the game. But the Austin 7, that's a reward car, but it's for Super 7, so it's really annoying to get. And the Taxi, not favorited this one because of this version of the Taxi. I'm favoriting it because of the HS version of the Taxi. I have had it by Auction House Farming back in the day, before the festival playlist, I think even, and it was an extremely OP car. It could get the grippy race tires, it could get into X class, and of course it had the ultra wide back tires body kit to let it be an awesome drag racer. And of course the Funko motor. What can I say except the Funko motor? The Bentley Turbo R, I love this car strictly for its engine. It can get so much torque, it's not even funny. BMWs, I'm not entirely sure which one of these are actually rare, so I just favorited all the ones I thought that were. The M3 GTS, I think I took off the wing because the stock wing looks really bad. M3 GTR, it's a shame it doesn't come with the wide body kit to look like the Need for Speed car. Oh well, I tried my best with the paint job. 850 CSI, it's a baby McLaren F1, so it's a cool motor for that. This is the one I wasn't sure about. I'm not sure if the M4 GTS is a rare car or not. It might be. And the not Toyota Supra. This was the Toyota Supra before Toyota started coming back into the game. It's not actually good to drive. The Bowler is just a great off-road car. The Devo, this is a rare car. Actually pretty OP in the wet. I do like driving it in wet races. And the Super Sport is just a good car. One of the faster cars in the game. And the Buick GSX, really, really rare car. You never see these for sale. I love its stock motor. It can get 1,000 foot-pounds of torque in A-class and still be drivable. The Escalade, it's not really too bad of a B-class like Sports Utility Heroes car, but it's not too good beyond that. I won't be going over DLC cars, so these are just ones I like to drive. The Monte Carlo, this is still worth a lot because people hate doing the low racer stuff. The Super Sport, actually not too bad handling in B class or A class, but you need to build it correctly. The Bel Air Auto Show car, this one, but there was also the HS version that could get the Racing 7.2 V8. That's why that one was unique, and I think it had no engine sound if you left it stock. The IROC G, not too bad of a race car. The Stingray, of course, kind of new to the game as well, comparatively at least. And not too bad, I got this one with a 7-liter swap. Colorado, this is one of the earlier cars. I think it was an early Forza shop car. So of course, you know, all these have had multiple chances to get them at this point, except for the Vool. So, Colorado actually OP in S1 off-road racing. I've won so many races with this car. Impala Super Sport, pretty OP. Can get a lot of power in any class. Then the pre-order car for this one is one that I actually did not get from the Forzathon shop. This one, when the Forzathon shop came around and this was in it, I was away and I only had my MacBook, so I couldn't get it. So I had to auction house farm this one a while ago before it was banned. Not too bad a car though. The Citroen, this is actually a really good off-road racer. I got this one with way too much horsepower and B-class front-wheel drive. Surprisingly, no new Dodges have been added. The closest thing we got is a Demon, which is a top-tier reward car. But the Viper SRT10s are not too bad to drive in online racing. The DS3 is actually a pretty good car for off-road racing because it starts with a fairly low PI. The 812 Superfast, of course, one of the earlier Forzathon shop cars, but now we can get it just by kind of getting a few star card objectives done. It's not as rare, but it's still worth like 20 million if you want to sell it or buy it. Probably not anymore because it was brought back into the Forzathon shop last week. I guess as a throwback, I don't really know. The Evo, everyone was after this for the longest time, and they still are. This is the fastest car in the game. 512S. Unfortunately, it's really awkward to build to any class. Want to build it to S1 and give it better tires, they're going to be over S1 or have no power. It's very light though. A 488 Pista, actually not a bad driving car. I think you can downgrade it to S1 if you put on rally tires, but I've got this one up to S2. A Portofino, I love to drive this car. It's a really good handling. The car gets the 3.8 liter V8. It sounds amazing, but it's the same motor as a 488. Fiat, Dino, and the X19. I honestly don't remember what they're good for. I remember this Dino being given away a lot and nobody caring about it. And at one point they said only 1,000 people or so like got this car, or there are only 1,000 floating around. But everyone just kind of turned away from it. It's not a good car. X19. I remember nothing about this. I'll be honest. I got 292 Escort Cosworths with way too much power for their respective classes for different online racing events. The Cobra R, it's a wheel spin car, yeah, but it does have the distinct advantage of being the worst Mustang in the game. I still love the car though. This is one I totally forgot about. Number 5 Escort. Man, nobody ever talks about this. I don't even know if it's any good. Nobody knows. Nobody drives it. Nobody even has it. The Super Van, really, really grippy. Too bad it gets no power. Racing Puma. It's kind of the same kind of thing. Pretty grippy, but it gets no power. The GT70, I haven't actually driven this car on a race, so I don't know how good it is, but it does look the part. But a couple of the number 2 GT40s are just such a good car. And the Capri Forza Edition, yep. These were the most sought after car in the game for the longest time, and they still are pretty sought after. You can sell them for 20 million easy. But now they're easier to get just by doing all your star card stuff. That's just a good off-road car. I got a couple of these Forza editions. A-Class is actually not too bad for Rally Monsters A-Class racing. The GT500, of course, the new car. Not a bad handling, but it does have some glitchy braking mechanics, so that's funny. Then we got the RTR Mustangs, all of them. They're all dropped one after the other, so it was easy to get them, but then it was hard to come by them later on. The pre-runner. This has the glitchy tires. It's hilarious to drive, but it's actually pretty fast in this one. The F-150 wheel spin car is pretty awesome for off-road racing in the snow because it got 1,000 horsepower. Same for the Shelby GT500 off-road racing, 600 horsepower, not bad. The Focus RS pre-order car. This was one of my favorites because they give you the ability to leave the wide body kit on, but without putting the tires out, so it looks stupid as heck. That was one of the things you could do before it was in the Forza shop, but it was always looking wonky because it didn't have the wheel spaces, but then they added them. That's really cool of them. And the Formula Drift cars, they're all equally uncommon. I don't know why I have two of these favorites. Formula Ferrari is not too bad of an actual drift car. It's one of the best to just get in and drive. The 777 Corvette's a great S1 power build car. And so is the Nissan. The GMCs, the Typhoon, and the Cyclone, both amazing cars. I have them in C-Class because they get a lot of torque out of their stock turbo engine. The Velociraptor, Hennessy, honestly really cool truck. Too bad it weighs so much and gets no turning. The way I built mine was I put in the racing V8 and then took all the weight out that I could, and it's got basically a stock motor. Holden, I think the only rare Holden is the Group A SV. Not a bad race car, but it's not too quick. And some of these Hondas coming up next, I forgot about. I didn't even know the Prelude SI was rare until I looked it up. I thought it was an auto show car, I'll be honest. I don't drive this car. The Mugen, though, this is a fantastic off-road online car. It is just magically fast. It's only got 200 horsepower, but it goes like faster than any other C-Class or B-Class car. I don't know why. The Honda S800, I think you can get it again this week if you're playing like on the 4th of July week. It's undrivable. It's hilarious. The Civic Type R, evidently this car's been in the game since launch, but it's only been available a few times in the Forza shop and stuff. And now it's in the Backstage Pass if you really want one. The Civic Group GRC was once labeled as the Civic HS, and everyone was buying it because they thought it was a Horizon Story car. And I think it was for like the intro of the game, but it was quickly brought in with the car pass, and it lost every single penny of its value. Next up, Hoonigan, the RS200 Evo is the best off-road car in the game, so always make sure to have a couple of these. The Hoonicorn V2 makes no distinction from itself versus the regular Hoonicorn, so everyone gets it confused. It's no different, it's just a rare car. Then I have the Gymkhana Ford Focuses, both favorited because I don't know which one is actually rare. One of these, though, I think it's the RSRX that was once really rare, but now they made it a reward for the challenge thing. Ford Bronco, not too bad an off-road car. It's short wheelbase and high ride height, though, do make it easy to tip over. The Hoonigan Porsche, it's a reward car, but nobody does street scenes, so it's really rare, actually, so that's odd. Hot Wheels cars, basically all the non-DLC cars are super rare. The Bone Shaker, of course, legendary A-Class online racer. It's not even bad in a S1 off-road either. Ford Mustang, I remember getting the Mustang early by auction house sniping back in the day. Twin Mill, this is one of the first cars you could get in the game, but it was like it didn't notify players that it was available. And if you didn't care to do the seasonal stuff, a lot of people missed out on this car. Thankfully, it is once again in the backstage pass if you missed it before. This is a bone shaker built for drag racing. It does like 195 miles an hour at the actual drag strip. It's pretty insane. And then the rip rod. This is the only time that they did the trial where only the winner got the reward. Normally, a trial is you're going up against AI players, and if you beat the AI players, your whole team gets the car. But here, it's 1v12 or 1v11. Only the winner gets it. So, this was really hard to come by. I think it was put out a couple more times, but still, it's the rarest Hot Wheels car by far. HSV GTS-R is not a bad A-Class driving car. I think this one is actually built for rally. I don't know why. The GTS, I haven't driven this car since I got it, so I honestly don't remember it. The Hudson Hornet, likewise. I'm sure it's a good car, but I just haven't had the time to really get to know it. The H1 Alpha is actually pretty OP in off-road races. It gets magical grip. Zero Uno is just a worse Audi R8. It looks cool though. The I-Pace, I did a lot of laps with this car in Rivals mode. I got like top 10% or something. Nothing worth really bragging about, but I did pretty good in it. It's good for off-road racing. Don't get it for like on-road racing though. Jeep, the Birdie car is just a worse trail cat. And the Rubicon, it's cool how you can put down the roof in the upgrade shop, but you can't do it like just driving around, and I guess that's a true complaint for all convertible cars in this game. The Agera is a great S2 online racer. GT, great S2 online racer and amazing speed zone car. Then the Jesco. Everyone loves this car, can reach 300 miles an hour. Crossbow GT4, kind of an underrated car. Gets a lot of grip. Not too fast if you don't max it out though. Centenario and S1 can do this by getting rally tires, so it's pretty fast. The Diablo GTR is another great speed zone car because it weighs nothing. And Huracan Performante is just a worse normal Huracan, at least in this game. I don't know, it's just too heavy and it's already at the top of its one. Land Rover, I think this is the only rare one, the Velar. For whatever reason, it doesn't come with the 5-liter V8 from standard. It comes with the V6. So I shall go and fix that right now. There we go. So we can fix that. This was an A-Class, right? So let's just get rid of it. Then, can I put on slightly smaller front tires? Yes, I can. Put on lighter rims now? Probably. That'll be fine. It'll look stupid, but it'll be fine. If it looks stupid but works, it's not stupid. Yeah, it doesn't come with a V8. You can swap it in, though. That's how it should be. Go all the way back. Now, the Lexus cars, all of them are really cool. The LFA, of course, being the first Lexus brought into this game, amazing sound. It's one of the few cars I actually got the sound correct on. Maybe it's not entirely correct, but it's one of the better ones. The RCF and ISF with the V8s do sound really good as well. Lexus sounds are just good in general. Rally Fighter's a great team games car. 340R is stupid because of how much grip it can get. Same for the Series 1. Not a rare car. You can get it by doing just a couple of rounds of the Top Gear thing. But it's a good car to drive. MC12 Forza Edition, this is the car you would use to level up quickly. As maxed out, it would give you a ton of 200% bonuses. So I got to level, like Prestige level 3 with this car alone. It's a good car. Ursan Corsa, evidently it's a good car to drive, but in dirty air it's not too great. But that won't stop it from just being a good single player car. I think their Gran Turismo S is a rare car as well. I have this one built for team games just because you can get 700 horsepower in A-Class all-wheel drive. It's kind of stupid. The Ghibli I hear is magically fast in A-Class, but I haven't driven this to confirm. And the Levante, of course, is the least liked SUV in the game. But it's actually not too bad. You can get 1200 horsepower in S1 class with it. The Mazdas, I love the Cosmo. It's a good car. It's a sleeper for sure if you want to build the quad rotor in it, but I have it with the stock motor. RX-3, kind of the same thing. It's a sleeper. I have a Miata, or MX-5, not Miata, with 1000 horsepower in A-Class just because. And the OG rotary car, or one of them, is there. I don't drive it though. The McLaren 720S Spider is pretty disappointing. It can't even get to top of S2 class, despite being a 720S, which I think can or get higher in the S2 class. It's honestly stupid. The Senna, this was the first car I bought when I got my first million credits. I bought it from the auto show for full price, just because I wanted to have it. Of course, it's been given away, and if you did the game demo, you got one for free as well. I got the pre-order car as well. Pretty OP for grip and S2 racing online. 600 LT, really rare car when it came out. Nobody drove this because they thought it was another like 575 or 675 car, but it's not. It's different. The 12C is a amazing grip car for S1. The Speedtail could have been better. Like they bragged about it being so fast. And in real life, it's actually top speed limited to about 250 something so that you don't have to have special tires on it. So it's cheaper to run. But they could have taken that off for this game. Come on, guys. They could have done 300. Then the better pre-order car. Then the Mercedes, the GTR pre-order car. This was given away, but still, before that, it was really uncommon. Then the two cars that look the same and drive the same and are the same. This is just a stupid car. I don't know why it's tuned like that. I'm bad. The G63 and the E350D, both are good in their own right. I think the G63 still sells for a lot of money. X-Class is evidently OP for online racing because it gets stupid amount of power. 280 SL, pretty uncommon. I've built it to the top of S1, which is actually pretty hard to do. You need to have larger front rims for whatever reason. And the CLK GTR, I just have it favorited twice because it's such a good car. Beat everything else on the Falcon Arrowhead circuit, and it's got a 7-liter V12 and ultra grippy race tires in S1. It's insane. The Hammer Coupe, pretty good power, terrible gearbox and brakes though, so not good to drive. And then the Forza Edition SL65, really good drift car. Too bad it doesn't get good points though. Mercury Cougar, officially rarer than the pre-order Porsche because it is tier 24 of the Eliminator, and the pre-order Porsche is tier 20. So take that for what you will. It's actually a good car as well. Getting into minis, they gave this car away, the buggy, away so many times it's basically worthless. It's not even that good. Cooperworks convertible and a Countryman. Basically nobody talks about them as far as I can tell. They're just kind of there. Same for the Starion. It's probably a good car for higher classes, but just overall it misses the mark. Mini Traveler, this is a great car for playground games because it's so small it can fit in between the rail cars at the train yard and nobody can get you. The Mosler. Everyone wanted this. It was the most OP car in the game, and then they gave it away. So for a while it was the rarest car, and then it was the least rarest car. You can get these for like 100,000 credits or less now. Really OP car. Can get like 3.0 lateral Gs, the right setup. Actually insane. And it's one of the fastest cars in the game as well. So it's the car that can do everything. The Napier. Evidently this car is supposed to be in the game from launch. I don't know why it took like 2 years to arrive, but I like this car for B-Class because it's got the 24-liter W12 motor. It's actually stupid. I wish you could do some force induction to get some actually dumb uh, horsepower numbers. The Nissan Titan Warrior is just insane for getting 1,200 foot-pounds of torque in A-Class. The GTR pre-order car, just like the other GTR pre-order car, given away, used to be rare. I forget how you actually got this car, like what store you pre-ordered from. I think GameStop? I don't know. The Pulsar, this is a great off-road car. I got it in B-Class with 400 horsepower. The Fairlady Z Twin Turbo, great A-Class off-road, or A-Class on-road car for like street scene. I've got this one with like street tires and upgraded turbos. I totally forgot about this car, the 240 SX SE. I don't know what it's good at. I haven't built the C-Class for whatever reason. I have no idea what it's good for. I forgot about it entirely. The Noble is just favorited for being the Noble. Best car in the game. The Chala, also pretty good. It's really hard to get though. You need to reach like tier 17 or 15 of cross country, so a lot of people probably don't have that. Peugeots, got the 205 and 207s. 207 is really good for, off-road speed zones or just off-road rivals, but in actual competitive scenarios, it's not too good. 205 Rally, I haven't driven this. Plymouth Fury, likewise, I haven't driven this. Firebird Trans Am, this is a wheel spin car, that's why it's marked as common, I guess. But it gets a lot of power in A-Class, and its motor is amazing. Pontiac GTO evidently is OP in A-Class. And the Firebird, I have this one with a lot of power in B-Class. I love to drive this thing. Now we get to the 10 billion Porsches. The pre-order cars are amazing. Of course, one of these you can just get by doing the Eliminator, so it's not rare at all. It's the least rare pre-order car, but it is the best pre-order car. One of the faster cars in the game as well. And we have like 2 or 3 different Emery Porsches. I honestly don't like the 356. It just looks like a bubble. I don't like it too much. I'm sure it was beautiful for its time, but newer Porsches like the 718 do look better to me. And the Macan Turbo has the it's the worst SUV in the game because you can't give it a wide body kit, can't give it smaller rims, and you cannot give it any really good motors. So I think this is like got the Mercedes V8. So I mean that's the best you could do. Like the stock 2012 Macan is so much better. It's not even funny. And the number 3 917, it's probably not too bad. A power build for S1 because it's got 600 horsepower and only 2,000 pounds, but I never see anyone driving it. The Singer Porsche, this is one of my favorites. I love this car. That's a good car to drive. Basically the Hoonigan Porsche, but not. 928 GTS actually sounds good, although I'm pretty sure it's stealing the engine sound from an Audi. The Gunther Works, this is another pretty cool car. It's one of the few cars in the game that has 2 different like front splitter options that both give you grip, although the Forza one does give you more. But it's cool to see better customization. One of the Emerys, I think it was 356C. This one's a really good A-Class rally car. These 2, though, I have no idea what they're good for. If it was good for speed or drag racing, I think I built this one for drag racing. Not too great, though. Quadro VTEC. This one was leaked in Super 7, and then it was announced, and you can still get it today. So it's like the least rare car in this list because it's a 1 race only that you need to do, and still available to do. Too bad the car sucks, though. Porsche Regalia. Actually a pretty OP grip car in A-Class, but it's so big and heavy, so you need to have a very windy kind of place to do it. The Regalia D-Type, this used to be super valuable, but then they reset everyone's skill points, so everyone could get it for free instead of like listing it for 5.5 million, even though it's only worth 500,000 in the item card. I don't know. The Razor Tachyon Speed, the latest disappointment. It's got so much power, so much torque, but you can't tune its top speed or gears at all. Why? Why are you like this game? Clio RS and the Megane and the other Clio all came out at basically the same time, same with the Megane here. And they're all basically the same, except for the Sport Clio. That's a great car. The Rimac Concept 2, another car that you can't tune the gear ratios with, but at least it can use all of its power easily because it's got 2 gears. And it's actually pretty good for getting like jumps off-road and like the danger signs off-road. I don't know why I have that favorited. Get out of here. Garagian Q1 is another OP grip car in S1. You can get a lot of power and it weighs nothing. I think it uses a Ford V6 motor. The Rover SD1, I don't drive this. It looks pretty cool though, and it's a Top Gear favorite. The Celine S1 came out last week or something. It's not a bad car to drive. I got this one fit with the Racing V6 or something. I don't know what motor I have this fit with. I think the Racing V12 though. Looks like it. Not a bad car. I have it with no Forza Aero to see how it can do top speed wise in S1. Speaking of top speed, the Shelby 1000. This is pretty fast. It can stay in A-class with 1,000 horsepower easy. Pretty dumb though. I don't drive it. Cobra Daytona. One of the better cars. It's the replacement for the Bone Sugar. It just costs a lot to get. Same for the tractor. Used to be OP, and then they banned it. Then we have all the Toyotas. Basically, every single one that you see is added later after the fact. I don't drive Toyotas though, so I can't really say how good any of these are. I do drive the Supra for drifting, and this Celica is pretty OP for just rally racing. And this one here, the 2.0 Supra, I love it for online B-class racing because of the V8 swap. Everything else though I barely drive. 2000 GT is a great B-class car though. Triumph TR7 Roadster is one of the worst cars to get in the game because you need to do Super 7 and it gives you so little XP that it takes forever. Not a fun experience. Sajaris FE, not a bad car to just drive around in. And the Tuscan is a great A-class online racer. Got a lot of power and it weighs nothing. Then one of the most forgotten cars in the game, the Corsa VXR 2009. Nobody knows what this car is. It doesn't exist. Volkswagen IDR. This car does have adjustable gear ratios and it's electric. Come on, game. Please put this effect on the other electric cars in this game. The Touareg, only notable for getting 1,200 foot-pounds of torque in A-class. I love it. And the two copy cars, I got the Type 3 and the Karmann Ghia. They're basically the same. I have them in D-class. The Vool, the latest car. I can't get too much power. It's okay for grip, but you need to upgrade it. And then the Zenzo TSRS with the wiggly wing. You got this for doing the first photo challenge. And it's been given away a few times since then as well. There's probably a few cars I've missed. But, oh yeah. I'm going to go back to McLaren for a second here. You mentioned the missing Sennas. I did have both AE and SC versions to give you more grip and even stay in S2. It was one of the most OP cars in the game, and then they got rid of it. Big sad. I won a lot of online races with those cars because they could get so much downforce and not lose any speed for it. And they also didn't care about splashing through water. There's also like HS versions of like the GMC van, but I don't think those were ever obtainable. And Speaking of obtainable, we need to talk about the what do you call it? The P1 Owens edition. A lot of people were like, yeah, if you do this and all these weird funky tricks, you can obtain this car. But in reality, there's no way to obtain it. If you have it, you're running a hacked account. If you play online for any length of time driving it, you will probably get banned. So maybe don't do that. It is really cool seeing owned next to every single one of these cars. Yeah. P1 Owens Edition, it says here, cannot be obtained. I did a video on this. I have captured a picture of it. Cool car. I have seen the videos of like the hacked accounts upgrading it and get some stupid upgrades like you can get the turbo rally motor to get down to S1 or like off-road tires in the bull bar. Pretty stupid. It should be released as a P1 Forza edition, honestly. I don't think there's any other cars like that that you can take a picture of and it'll count. Oh yeah, let's go do the null car glitch one more time for old time's sake. Super easy if you ever want to drive the null car. Just find it in the livery editor, and then you can buy it for 50,000 credits. If you get off this car or quit the game, it will be deleted from your garage. So you can't keep it, but you can drive it around and upgrade it. But the mirror disappeared. 2000 Playground Null car. This is also labeled as a DLC car. I don't know what the difference is. I haven't had the opportunity to obtain that one. But yeah. No car if you never got to drive it, makes no engine. It's based off of some Holden, I think. Or Ford Falcon. Got 450 horsepower out of a supercharged V8. Not too much power out of a supercharged V8, I'll be honest. Yeah. Interior views are this. There's no interior. Super easy to get. Really fun car to drive around in. And I don't think it counts for any car. No. God dang it. Anyways, that'll be about it for this video. That's every obtainable car in the game, and a couple that aren't. So, no, this is 3 years of dedication to this game. Can't wait to do the same for Forza Horizon 5. And I may do another one of these videos if there is going to be more cars released for this game around the time of Forza Horizon 5. I think that's the case because if we go to... hang on, what? Oh, Super 7. That's cool. I never noticed that. If you're driving an unobtainable car, you can't do Super 7. Look at that. Never realized it. If we go to Rivals and... Not Rivals, dang it. On an Adventure, go to Series Rewards. Oh, what? Okay, that's different. The last time I looked, it said series ends in 180 days. So I was going to be like, around December, or at the end of December is when there will be more updates for this game, but no. So, yeah. Never mind. I guess it's going to be updated for Series 38 after all. Series 38 should be interesting, being able to do some of the old favorites. Go to the playlist here. Go to View Series History. I wonder if they'll bring back being able to unlock the Capri FE, or I wonder if they'll bring back. I forget what series it was. The trial for doing the Ford, the Hot Wheel drip rod. I hope so. It'll be cool. Anyways, that'll be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed seeing a lot of odd cars, and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks, Gameboy out. I'll see you all in the future. Goodbye, everybody.